Hello and welcome back to the Finding Your Feet podcast, a podcast show dedicated to helping you get close to your true authentic self by helping you find your feet in life.
Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I feel like that was a very passionate, dedicated.
It was
dedicated to helping you. Yes. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're all well. No guests today, just me and Abby having a chat. We're going to be talking all about why. So, like, figuring out why you want what you want and the importance of it, what actually identifying a why for your goals and everything, the huge benefits that you actually gain from like doing this very, very, very simple self-awareness exercise. Why
Yeah, we're going to question why and the why under the why, because it's so powerful, like so simple, but I think the practice of knowing your why is what keeps you literally on the straight and narrow in your life. So it's really important practice.
Yeah, it's such a powerful exercise, and you know, it really helps you get to know yourself better. And when you get to know yourself better, your life gets a lot easier and a lot more fulfilling and a lot more enjoyable. And also, like, it's still January, like, well, it's like the end of January now, and you might have, you know, had a good strong couple weeks at the start of Jan with maybe your New Year's resolutions, your new goals, new habits you were trying to implement, but you might have actually fallen off the wagon by now. And this episode will get you back on the wagon, because identifying your why is what drives you to like show up for new habits and like new behaviors, pushing yourself out your comfort zone, doing things you can't really be bothered to do but you know are going to benefit you in the long run. So I feel like this is quite like a fitting conversation for the time of year that we're in.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you're feeling those habits starting to slip away, then do not worry, because we've got you.
Yeah, this is the reset now. If you've embarked on your own self-development journey recently, which you probably have because you're listening to this podcast and that's all we ever talk about, you might be wanting to dive a little bit deeper on your journey and uncover some more things about yourself, maybe work through some unhealed issues or past traumas, or maybe you're just struggling a bit with your mental health recently and you're not really sure what to do to make it better. We have the perfect solution for you, and that is BetterHelp, and they are a professional, secure online counselling service who are super easy to use. All you need is an internet connection. You can access it through the app on your phone or a computer, and however you want to work with talking to a therapist, they work around you. So they'll match you up with your perfect therapist in only 2 days of signing up to an account, and you can start your therapy journey and be chatting away with a therapist every week.
Yes, so BetterHelp have thousands of licensed therapists. So whatever you feel like you need the support for, you fill in the details, say what you really feel like you need support for, or maybe if you don't even know, just explain that and they will find the right therapist for you. And one of the things that really does usually hold people back on their own self-development journey and diving into therapy is when they're maybe not in the position to make the financial investment. That is why we're really happy that BetterHelp are actually way more affordable than traditional offline counselling. And not only that, they are offering our listeners an additional 10% off your first month of therapy. So it will be around £160 a month for 4 sessions.
So that is one call with your therapist once a week, but that's not the only time you get to chat to your therapist. BetterHelp let you speak to them all the time throughout the week, because you just use their secure online messaging service that's totally private, totally secure. No one will ever see what you're writing, just you and your therapist, and you can message them whenever you want throughout the week, ask questions, get support. So you don't need to only wait until that one appointment with your therapist once a week. You can actually get support all throughout the week. So if you feel like, do you know what, I need this, I'm ready, just head to the link betterhelp.com/finding your feet. That's betterhelp.com/finding your feet, and that link will automatically get you 10% off your first month, and you will get joined up with a therapist in just 2 days of filling out a questionnaire and signing up.
But there's absolutely no shame in therapy, and BetterHelp's mission is to help you start living a happier life from today. So if that is for you, then go and sign up. Or if you have any questions at all, come and chat to us on Instagram at Finding Your Feet Podcast. So we've literally had such a fun start to 2022. I feel like all Christmas and that we were banging on about how we could feel this new year energy come in, and it really has just like flourished, hasn't it? Like, yeah. I feel like the vibes are so good. We're in a really good, exciting place. We had a lovely weekend. I think you guys would have all seen it on our Instagram. We went to Roxy Nafuti's manifesting workshop. You probably would have heard our episode last week. And we literally had like the best time. Like I felt like it reset me.
Yeah, it was so good. And one of the best parts about it was that some of you guys were there. Oh my god. So we were all like sat together and just like vibing with best friends. I love it. It was literally like, we've obviously never met, we just obviously spoke to loads of you on Instagram and stuff, but it's like we were lifelong besties. It was so much fun.
Yeah, because like you know each other in that way. You actually do,
because
like,
you're
feel
just
like
so
you met
on
them.
the same vibe.
Yeah,
You just like there, love it.
yeah. There's literally
Best
like
friends.
nothing more refreshing than spending an afternoon with people that are like-minded, there to help each other learn and grow, and sharing things with each other, and like being vulnerable and sharing your dreams. I just love it.
Yeah, it was so cool. And it was so crazy because, like, obviously since COVID and stuff, like, we've not been doing any events, like no one has. And it was just so cool to be there in person with like 350 other people that are on the same vibe as you, that like love self-development, like into manifesting, like just are all on the same, like, that's so powerful. And it was just so cool to see that many people that are all into that, like the same interests in one space.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a little tribe all coming together.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the future we will have things like that.
Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah, you guys just watch out for things like that, because they'd be so high vibe and amazing. I would love to get everyone there together somewhere one day. It's coming.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been a really nice start to 2022. That weekend was so fabulous, and we got to meet loads of people that we've met online through doing the podcast, actually in person, because we met like Kirsty and Em, who are the founders of the Monday Network, that we briefly touched on in an episode before, the podcast network that we've joined. And yeah, it was just like so cool to like just meet everyone that you've been internet friends with, and now like you just see them real life. Like, it was just the best thing ever.
Yeah, no, it was so fun. And what else have we been up to? You've been going all energy healings, chakra readings.
Yeah, so I went to get an intuitive energy reading healing session at the start of Jan, because I thought I want a little 2022 reset. I want some guidance. I want to know what my chakras are saying. I want to know, what's up. What should I be like focusing on this year? Where do I need to get back into alignment? And it was absolutely crazy. Like, I literally loved it so much. I've never done anything like that before, and I don't, maybe some of you guys listening might have done it. Like, it's a little bit like, I think, like Reiki sort of thing. Like, and it was just with this lovely woman. And I felt like it was a sign from the universe as well for me to go, because I had like been craving something like that in September, but I just and I googled like energy healers near me and found this like really nice woman, like right just really near where I live. And I thought, oh, that's so cool, that's so close to me. But I didn't book it. And then at Christmas, literally on Christmas Day, someone that I was having Christmas dinner with brought the woman up to me, not because I'd said anything, she just randomly brought her up and was like, oh, she hosts women's circles, like, you'd love it, you should come. It's like, oh my God, I've been like so curious about this woman, and like, as in, going to see her and having a session with her to do something. So then when that girl told me about her on Christmas Day, I was like, it's a sign. So I booked it, and it was so good. She like holds a hand, like you lie down on the bed, and she plays like really nice like meditation music, and you just like relaxing, and so you basically like slip into like a deep meditative state, and she's like holding her hands like hovering around your head, like around your neck and on your shoulders, and she can like read all your chakras, and then like works with the angels and like your spirit guides. She said my spirit guide came, and like, yeah, and then afterwards she tells you all about all each chakras. We've got 7 chakras, and they're all connected to different parts of our lives, and she tells you like what like each thing is, and like what you need to like work on, like, and it was so accurate. And I hadn't told her anything really about my life before she'd done it. That was just from her like reading me, and it was so cool.
Yeah, I feel like she, like all the words she used to explain yours, like when you explained it to me, and I was like, oh my God, like it really helps you get around here, because your head around it, because it is a bit of a mindful, all that stuff, like the energy centers.
Yeah.
But when you like bring it more back to earth, it really gives you something to focus on.
Yeah, like I feel like I got perfect guidance for 2022, and I feel like it actually did really clear like negative energy as well, like things that maybe I was like holding on to that I need to let go of, that were bringing me down, like things that were weighing me down. I feel like it actually released all of that, and then gave me guidance of like how to move forward with other things and like what to do. And yeah, like it's crazy. She even got like reading my energy thing, and she gets like visions and stuff as well, and she was getting like visions and messages saying that I was a podcaster.
Did you?
Not literally in the words of she is a podcaster, but as in like she's a voice for many, or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Which was cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and like loads of stuff, but yeah, it was vibes, and I feel like it just set me off on the perfect foot for 2022. And yeah, and then a few days later, a bird shit on my head. and I haven't had a bird poo on my head since I was like 12 at high school. Literally, that was the last time I can remember a bird shitting on me. And it was so random. I literally got out of a car and it was dark at night, and I thought someone threw a rock at my head, like it was that powerful. And then I touched my head, and then, you know, there was poo in my hair, and I was like, ew, oh my god. And then everyone's like, oh no, it means good luck, and I was like, interesting. Maybe it's like a follow-on sign from my amazing energy healing session that, you know, 2022 is going to be vibes. So I didn't get annoyed about it. I was like, okay, thank you, universe, for the sign. Appreciate it. Looking forward to the good luck coming my way. And, you know, it's only we're nearly the end of Jan, but so far this year's been really nice, and I've loved it. I feel like the new chapter of stepping into 2022 has been like so good. Just like honestly, just having a new perspective on life, new energy, and yeah. So obviously, the poo is a sign, because it has, you know. We had a lovely weekend. Everything's been great.
Yeah.
Hopefully the good luck or whatever it was continues.
Yeah, I just feel like that is ultimate goals. You guys all want to get to the point where if a bird shits on your head, you thank the universe. No Aggie vibes.
No,
just thank the universe.
Yeah, I didn't even get annoyed.
Blessings.
I was like, ew, oh my god. And like, I was more freaked out that I wanted to get it off my hands and off my head, like, because of the germs and stuff. It's a bit gross, isn't it? And I just washed my hair that day, and like washing your hair and blow drying it is like a full-time job. So I was a bit like, oh my god, I've got to wash my hair again. But I was like, it's fine. It's good luck. It's because if you think about what are the chances of that bird, the poop, coming out of the sky and landing right on your head, is very, very small percentage chance that is gonna land on your head. So it's not random. It's not nothing. It's a sign from the universe.
No, 100%. You
Yeah.
should always take things like that as a sign. There's no point, is there, getting all like weird about it.
Yeah, it just
It's a
boosted my
sign.
vibe.
Yeah, no, I love
It just
that.
boosted my vibe.
Well, that is a vibe.
Yeah.
But no, I do feel that too. There's like something about 2022, and we've said it all along.
Yeah, I think it's just going
Big
to
shift.
Yeah, it's such a better year for like everyone, because I mean, sorry, we're well over the last 2 years. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Yeah, we're
Bye.
so over it.
Yeah.
And I also want to go and get one of those energy readings that you had. Very intrigued. I might
Yeah.
book one in maybe next week or something.
Yeah, it was
See what she
so
says.
good. And do you know what was really interesting? On like a spiritual vibe, Ella Ringrose is like who's been on our pod twice. She's like literally like a psychic, or like, you know, she's just like can like literally like read energy of like the collective and like the world, and kind of future project like yeah. You know, like when you get like tarot cards read, stuff like that. She's like really good at things like that. And she'd been saying for 2022 that it's all about like the root chakra, that loads of people kind of like had spiritual awakenings and like, you know, awoken to even I think like self-development and stuff like that, just like being more self-aware. Loads of people like open their eyes to all that stuff in the last 2 years, especially last year. And then she was saying like this year is all about like the root chakra, and like because root chakra is related to stability, home, finances, safety, which obviously makes sense for everyone's root chakras to be a bit out of whack, because the last 2 years would have made everybody's sense of stability kind of be not there. So it makes sense that everyone's root chakras were like a bit knocked off. But she was saying that this year is all about like grounding into your root chakra and like stability and like, you know, like whatever that means for you. And that's like what my energy reading said as well, because she said that my crown chakra, which is the one at the top of your head, which apparently I didn't realize, but you only open that chakra when you sort of dive into spiritualness. So like your chakra is alive up there if you like meditate regularly and stuff like that, which obviously I do like a bit of meditation every day. So she said that like my crown chakra was like pulsating but that my root chakra had loads of mud around it, like I was stuck. And I was like, you are literally reading my mind. But she said like mud's not a bad thing, because mud's full of like soil, like fertile stuff, flowers, trees, everything grows from the mud, newness grows from the mud, so it's not a bad thing. But like just ground down, have patience, just allow yourself to grow your roots. And I was like, that's interesting, because that is actually the collective reading that like Ella did for everyone. That was it, like as in your crown chakras are like really awakened, but you need to spend more time in the root, because you need to like stable yourself.
Yeah. And that's what, on my course with Estelle, that's what we've been, the first one she chose was a root. So we've been like working on the root for like, oh my God, like 2 months or something. I'm coming to the end of it now. So literally everyone has been saying the root. So if you've been feeling a little bit off balance or needing that more sense of security, then now is like a good time to work into the root.
Big up the root chakra.
Yeah.
2022 is all about the root chakra.
So as we said today, we are actually going to talk about the importance of connecting to your why in life. And I think with absolutely anything you do, whether that's like sourcing new relationships, career goals, connecting to your why and your values is so important, because like underneath all the surface level things, your why is what gets you out of bed and what makes you do the things that you might necessarily not want to do to get you where you want to be. And I think as well, connecting to your why and uncovering it is quite a lengthy process, and it's something that changes over time. It's not necessarily one day you just say, oh, this has been my why and this has always been my why. It's like as you grow and change, your why will grow and change. And I think that's as well why as we go through life, like your career goals and stuff might change. But connecting to your why gives you that anchor of why you're doing what you do every day. And when you are choosing things like career goals or what kind of things you want to do with your life every single day, knowing your why and knowing what is important to you and what fulfills you is what's going to give you direction, because it's very, very easy to get lost with it all and maybe follow somebody else's why or follow somebody else's career goals or what society tells you what to do. So knowing your why really helps you have power and power in your own direction.
Yeah, and you know what? There's actually a neuroscientific reason why having that why it gets you out of bed. And we'll just go through it quickly because we don't want to be too sciencey here, but it's really interesting to know. Like your brain is split up into 3 major components, like, and the 2 middle layers are called the limbic brain, and then the outer layer is called the neocortex. But basically the 2 middle layers of your brain is what drives, like, which is the limbic brain, is what drives like all your human behavior, decision making, everything. And that part of your brain can only process feelings and emotions, you know, like gut, you know, when people are like, I had a gut instinct to just like cross the road away from that person or something that was going to muggy or something like, you know, like when you get those feelings, those strong feelings, and you don't think about it, you just act on them, or you're like on autopilot and you're just doing something, like your brain, you're like, your limbic brain is like running the show there, and then that outer layer of your brain is the neocortex, and that doesn't control like hardly any of your decision making or your human behavior, and that's the part of your brain that processes and registers and takes in language, talking, reading, information, everything like that, but it doesn't actually drive any of your behavior. So the part of your brain that's processing how something makes you feel, you know, that emotional reaction to things, that is the part of your brain that also can like literally drives you to behave how you behave. So when you have a strong why behind, like, let's say your new habit for 2022 is to like start a meditation practice, or to like read for 10 minutes every night. If you have a strong why behind why you want to do that, so let's say you want to build up a daily meditation practice this year. If you have identified the reason why behind that, let's say it's so that you can concentrate better at work, so that you can be more present in your relationships. Maybe you want to improve your relationship with your partner, you're arguing a lot, you're really reactive, so you're committing to a daily meditation practice to stop you from doing that, to make you not be as reactive and make you be a lot more present and feel calm, and improve your relationships, be a better listener. That's a really like strong emotional why behind why you want to do that habit. So then like that's what's going to stop you from snoozing your alarm to get up that 10 minutes earlier to do meditation, because that emotion of, oh, I really want to improve my relationship with my partner, or I really want to be better at work and focus more, or I really want to just feel better, like I just want to feel calm, I want to feel less anxious, want to reduce my stress in my life. That emotional feeling, that drive behind it is what's going to give you that motivation to actually get out of bed. Because when you're like thinking, oh, meditation is good for me because it's like good for your brain, or like if you're, you know, like just the general benefits of what you got to like attach your own emotional, like I could list the benefits of meditation to you, but not all of them you're going to care about. There's going to be something that pulls you into why you want to do that, and you have to like stay, you know, connected into that, and that's what helps you, you know, push through resistance, stop you giving up on like implementing a habit or showing up for your habits. And that's because it's connecting to that limbic part of your brain, which drives all your behavior. So whenever you want to set a goal, whenever you're embarking on a big challenge or anything like that, like always connect to why you want to do it. Not only because of all the reasons we're also going to talk about in this episode, like about how it brings you purpose and helps you get to know yourself better, but it also actually does work with the parts of your brain that drive your behavior. So it's you like making yourself easier. It's like biohacking, like with neuroscience, like it's working like with the function of your brain in like a optimal way that's gonna like help serve you best, you know.
Yeah, because we are creatures of habit. So when you're in the routine of doing something that maybe is not serving you, or you want to switch up your routine, the simple like facts on why it would change your life, like you just said, are probably not enough. Like you need to dig into that emotional side and understand like why you're doing it. And then, like you said, once you have like that really emotional reason underneath, like I want a better relationship, that is the thing that is really going to help you take that step forward. Like your mind will trick you out of doing things that are really good for you. Like it really will. Like if you don't move quick enough, your mind will completely trick you out of it. I think the more time you do spend reminding yourself of your why, whether that's through things like meditation, just reminding yourself of your values, or if you're into journaling, you can journal each morning. What is your why? And why is the reason you're doing this certain job? Why is the reason you're going to helping that person today? Like what is the why underneath? The more you do that, the less that you'll care what people think around you. Because I think it's so easy in life to sometimes let the judgment of others direct our lives and think, oh, is this person going to think I look stupid? Is this person going to think I'm too much, like not enough? And most of the time, obviously, it's not actually what they're thinking, it's what we think that they're thinking.
Yeah.
And we can get also lost in it. But the more you connect in with your why, you have like a solid reason for why you're doing something. So it doesn't really matter, even if people are going to judge you, which you probably don't need in your life. But if someone is going to come at you with judgment or criticism, or question why you're doing something, or take the mickey out of you. If you have a really strong reason why you're doing it and why that is so important to you in life, like, no one can come for you because you know yourself, like, you're being authentic to yourself. And once you know your why, you can just say that back to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, it gives you power. Knowing your own why in life and why you're doing things gives you power. And I think it gives you the power to step out of your own comfort zone.
Yeah, and I think, like, this, what we're doing now, like with the podcast, because it was actually someone at the workshop, Roxy's workshop, put their hand up and said, I want to start a podcast, but like, I'm really worried what people are going to think, that they're going to think I'm cringe. I literally want to stand up and say, who gives a fuck? Like, just do it anyway. Because, we've even asked this before as well by people, like, were you scared about what people were going to think? Or did people like say things to you? Did they like criticize you or anything when you started doing this? And I was like, one, no, they didn't, because I don't let anyone in my life that like is a negative Nancy. Two, if they did, I wouldn't give a flying F. Not because I'm like, oh, I don't care what anyone thinks, I'm just so confident, but because there's such strong why behind what we're doing. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I know that the information in each episode helps people, it's reaching the right people, and it's making people's lives better. So if you think it's shit, or if you think whatever, cringe, whatever anyone might think, I actually don't care, because you're not part of the crew anyway. You don't get it. The girls that get it. You know, TikTok. Yeah. The girls that don't. You just don't get it. But, you know, like, you really, honestly, it makes you so resilient. Really makes you embrace challenge as well, because, like, life isn't always easy when you're going for goals, when you try and make things happen. Like, there's going to be challenges along the way, and when you've got a why, it helps you like push through that challenge instead of giving up, because you know there's like a bigger reason, bigger driving force behind you that's going to make you like figure out another solution, another way around whatever it is that's in your way. And yeah, it's like so important, but it really, really makes you stop caring what other people think. Even like, you know, when some people want to promote their business on social media and stuff, and they're scared. I'm like, why are you scared of promoting your own business? Like, you have to, actually, Roxy said this to us in that interview last week as well, like, you've got to be your own best PR. And it's so true. Like, so many people do things online that's so cool, and they don't want to like share it on their own Instagrams. So they're like, oh, but people think I'm weirdo. Who cares? Like, you know, why are you doing it? Connect to that. Like, you know, like, literally, you got like one life, and anyone who's going to talk is needs to go and get a hobby or figure out something else to do with themselves, because you know, why thinking things like that about people that are just like, you know, doing things that make them happy? It doesn't like cause anything to your life. So anyone that like says things is an absolute weirdo anyway. Well, I mean, they're not a weirdo. They just have some misplaced pain. They just need to turn their envy into inspiration. They need to, they need to realise life is a mirror, and that the reason you are hating on that person is because you would actually love to be doing what they're doing as well. But yeah, like, literally, who cares? And if you're connected to why, then you're not going to care.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think if anyone is hating on you for anything that you're doing out of your comfort zone and stuff, it is literally just because they're jealous, and that's what they want to. So I think, yeah, if you've got your strong why as to why you're doing it, anybody that judges you or chats shit or anything, you can see it's just a reflection of them. But some people might be listening to this even and think, I've never really connected with a why. I've not even thought of this concept before. Maybe that's why I've kind of like dropped my habits or been a bit confused, because I think you can also get attached to like somebody else's why. Like, if you're not actually sat there and thought of your own why and your values, and maybe like reflecting on your past and thought, what really fulfills me, then yeah, you might get lost in everybody else's ideas of success and purpose. I think that is yours.
Is yours, yeah. Doing, like, it's so important to make sure you're following your own values and your own reason why, not someone else's. And it's really easy to be following someone else's completely unconsciously and not even realize like what you think is going to make you more accepted in society if you do, what all your colleagues and workplace, what kind of things they do, following that, like, just getting swept up in groups and stuff. And also like maybe expectation of family members, for you to do certain things, like will make you go down certain paths that maybe aren't actually aligned for you and you don't actually really enjoy and aren't really what you want to do, but you haven't really quite realized what your own why is yet. So you're like internalize someone else's and making all your life choices on that, and then you get further down the line and then you wonder why you're unhappy and unfulfilled and like so it's good to do it like the earlier the better, really, to like kind of do this level of introspection to figure out why do I want this goal, why do I want this, so you can get to each like deeper layer, whether to figure out like, is this mine, or do I actually just do this because like I was brought up to think this was important or something like that. And I mean, even if you get to like that level of depth and you realize that maybe that's the case, if it still is something you enjoy and serves you, that's fine. Because I think like, you know, sometimes people's why can be, you know, like a need and like a desire and a craving for validation in terms of, oh, that's a successful person, like wants to be publicly acknowledged as being successful and stuff like that. Like that can be for a lot of people like a driving force. And I think as long as it's not your demon, then I think that's fine. Because as long as you just don't, because the other side of that is when you're not being successful, you're not achieving things or whatever, and you then are then horrible to yourself about it. Like, you know, like because sometimes a lot of the really successful people you see are driven from insecurity. Like, you know, like Stephen Bartlett, like really successful guy, and he openly speaks about this, and like that's what his whole book's about, Happy Sexy Millionaire, that he wrote in his diary when he was like broke, 18 years old, had no money, dropped out of uni, family had stopped talking to him because he dropped out of uni, whatever, and he was like, right, I'm going to make it in business, I'm going to become a happy sexy millionaire by the time I'm 25. And that was literally, and he speaks about it in his childhood, like he grew up, his family were always bankrupt, he lived in the house with all the broken windows, he was always embarrassed of like his dad's car and stuff like that. So he's grown up like comparing himself to other people and feeling less than and inferior and insecure, and that insecurity drove him to become a multimillionaire. And then obviously once he made it, he realized, oh my god, I don't feel any happier. Like obviously like he, you know, enjoyed his work and stuff like that, but in terms of that level of like fulfillment of like value and validation he thought he was going to get, he didn't get. And that's the case for a lot of people. Like we're driven by that sort of insecurity or feeling inferior and wanting to prove yourself. And I think that's absolutely fine, because I think, you know, half the time you are just that way and you can't really change it anyway. Like as in like, you know, that's just how you've been brought up or whatever. And I think just as long as it's not a demon within you, that then when you're not achieving and you're not the number one and you're not in your eyes being really successful, that then you don't slip into like, you know, being well horrible to yourself, self-loathing and all of that stuff, then it's fine for you to be driven by that. But generally, that was a bit of a tangent, but your why, when you figure out what yours is, then you can differentiate between whether why you're doing something is to actually because you want to do it, it's fulfilling for you and it's part of your values and purpose, or if it's actually because you're trying to keep up with the Joneses or impress someone else or get someone else's approval.
Yeah, exactly. And I think as well with your why, like don't be afraid if it's selfish. Like a lot of the times we when we think about our whys, we think, oh my gosh, do I need to be like wanting to like solve world hunger or something like that? But your why can be selfish, and usually when it is selfish, that actually brings value anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like when we come down to the core of it, the things that make us feel fulfilled more than likely are things like helping others, seeing others grow, sharing our own light and stuff like that. And when you actually step into your authenticity and stand in your purpose and do what feels good for you, you are going to give out a good energy to the world anyway. So don't be scared of thinking, oh my God, is my why like really like shallow? Like what if my why is to be happy every day? Is that really shallow? Like it's not all, because what you curate into your own life, like happiness and sharing that with the world, that's literally what you're going to give off. Like that's the energy that you're going to embrace. And we did actually forget to mention at the start of this, and we've been meaning to keep saying it, that if you're listening now and you're thinking, I don't even know what my why is, we've put together some really good journal prompts to really like talk you through it and understand what your why is and the why underneath your why. Because I think as well with things like manifesting, knowing your why, like right underneath it really, really helps. And like saying it out loud and claiming it to the world, like, this is my why, this is why I want to achieve this, is really, really powerful. So don't worry, we have got you if you are thinking, how the hell do I really uncover my true why?
Yeah. When I did like a lot of reflection in like the first lockdown, which obviously a lot of people did because we didn't have anything else to do, and I like sort of got a lot clearer on like what my values were and what my why was, and realized like what was really important to me and like how I kind of wanted my life to feel and be. And then from there I've made choices that move me like closer towards that feeling, that value, that why. And my life's got way, 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 way more enjoyable in the process since I've done that, because I've identified what's actually important to me, and what's going to make me feel fulfilled. And I've followed that and I've felt more fulfilled, and I continue to feel more fulfilled as the journey unfolds. So it really does improve your life. What's your why? What's your why?
I think my why in life is to help people really uncover how deserving they are of living a life of fulfillment and happiness, because I've seen people not do that. So like, I work every day on stepping into my own authenticity and doing my own healing and sharing my light with the world, because I believe that people deserve to feel good. But at the core of that, like I said, is like a selfish why, which is fine, because my why underneath that is because that makes me feel good. And my why under that is because I want to feel good, because I'm a human on earth and I want to enjoy this human experience. Do you know what I mean? So like, to me, the thing that makes me feel the absolute most fulfilled is helping other people and helping other people realize their own light. So yeah, that is my why. At the core is to feel good and bring value, but that coming up to more surface level is, yeah, giving value out.
Yeah, I think you should have like 2 layers to that why reason. Obviously, this is like a deeper why, more deeper than like, oh, why do you want to start meditating? Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think you should have like 2 layers to your why, like one that's for you and kind of like just your purpose, like your benefit, and then one that kind of helps, reason why it's helpful for other people too. It's like that intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Like you need like both sides sort of covered for a human to actually be motivated to do stuff. And that's like what identifying your why does, and then making sure it's something that fulfills you and also helps you feel useful to other people, because that brings you sense of purpose and makes you feel motivated and fulfilled as well. That's why I like people, you know, it's important people to work in teams, stuff like that. It's feel like you're like helping other people. It like makes you keep going, makes you motivated.
Yeah. What's your why?
Such a deep question.
It is.
I think mine is, it goes right back to, it's like a value and then kind of like a why stems off that, but is freedom, which I've spoken about before on the pod. But just like, so freedom, and that spans off into so many different things, like feeling mentally well and healthy makes you feel free, because you don't feel free when you're like paralyzed by anxiety or something like that. So that again would drive me to like do my meditation every day, look after myself. And then also freedom's important to me, so you know, working hard to grow businesses and stuff, because in my mind freedom is freedom over my schedule, but in someone else's mind freedom might mean, oh, I just want to travel the world, or well, I don't know, don't even want to work or something like that. I don't know, you know, might just be a little crypto person. But you know, for me that's what it means anyway. So that's what drives me to maybe take risks, do certain career moves, and then I don't know, the podcast, why do I do it? Because it's fun and it helps people. So exactly. I enjoy it and it helps other people. Cool. Perfect combo.
Yeah.
To motivate a organised ape. I am an organised ape. We're all organised apes. That's what you need to hit the combo.
Yes, love it. So by now you guys are probably all thinking, what is your own why? And don't worry, we have these general prompts and we're really sat and thought what is going to help you connecting with your why without saying to you, what is your why? You know, like you've really got to dance around the point for a little bit before you uncover what it actually is. So the first one to start with, and when you do these journal prompts, really just take some time, maybe do a little meditation, really calm yourself down so you can connect into your intuition. And the first one is 10 years from now, my perfect day would be. So if there was absolutely nothing in the world standing in your way, no limitations, no barriers to what you can actually achieve, just a day where you wake up and feel really, really great and feel really fulfilled, what would you be doing in that day? And do it step by step, like from when you wake up to when you go to sleep, like what would you do? And if that's the same as what you're doing now, then absolutely perfect. It doesn't need to be something extravagant. It's usually the simple things in life. But yeah, just write down what would be your perfect day.
And then the second journal prompt is, the thing that makes me feel the most fulfilled is ... You fill that in.
And then the third one is, I feel a sense of purpose when I ...
So they're all going to give you an idea of what it is that's important to you and what you enjoy. And then you want to figure out why. So then you're going to ask yourself, so whatever you answered above all of those three, these things are important to me because ...
Yeah, and then once you write like the answer why they're important to you, like Grace said, then question your why. So it's really good to really dig deep until you're at the bottom of your why. So just keep questioning why they're important, and then you're going to come up with your why, and then you can connect with that every single day. And when you come up against things or a little task that you don't want to do, connect back with your why.
You know, chat shit about you or says, "Oh, what are you doing, you loser?" You say, "Go away. I know why."
You just tell them your really deep why, and then they'll probably think you're a bit crazy, and then that'll get rid of them.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to have these journal prompts to keep easy access, obviously we just read them out. It might be a bit hard to write them down whilst you might be driving, you might be on a walk, but we have actually put them into a little downloadable PDF for you. The link is in the show notes to get it. It's just on our website, but it's completely free for everyone in this episode. So it's just where you download it from, and then you can have them forever and keep access to them. Makes it a bit easier than you writing them down.
Yeah, definitely. And then if like 6 months from now you want to redo your why, just bring out the little PDF and you can do it again.
But that's it for this week's episode as we wrap up there. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you're reflecting on your why, and I hope you're all having a really good start to 2022. And if you're not, there's always time to change. Maybe you've been falling off your New Year's resolutions. This episode, it was what helped you get back on the bandwagon.
Yeah, exactly. And if you got a boost from this episode, go and share it with your friends. Let them know what you think.
Yeah.
And if you love the episode,
share it on Instagram. Tag us in the stories. We love that.
Yeah,
it helps
we love
us
seeing
so
it.
much. Everyone sharing the episode really helps.
Yeah, and also it really helps with the growth of the podcast if you could please leave us an Apple Podcast review or rate us on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. We are always so grateful when we see any reviews or ratings come through.
Yeah, give us a little 5 stars. You know you want to. And also, if you've been feeling like you need therapy, you're ready to start the therapy journey, don't forget to head to betterhelp.com/findyourfeet for 10% off your entire first month of therapy. The link is in the show notes. But that is all for now. We will see you next Wednesday.
Bye.